Are we back?
Hello. We're back. Hello.
I still can't get rid of Fyzzu. I tried. I'm sorry.
I know. Well, it's very difficult to get rid of me when it's me doing this particular run. So you've just seen Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, and prior to that was Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. So right now we have Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, but this time we've got the DOS version coming up, which I'm going to start up now. And as you can see by this logo,
oh no,
it's a game by Capstone.
Great.
Yeah, if you know anything, if you watched BBG before, Capstone. Yeah. So this is the third, the final third of the 5 Home Alone games, because 2 of them were basically the same as the SNES version, and the Genesis version and DOS version were farmed out to entirely different people. This is a very different game to the others, for reasons you'll see why. The Plaza Hotel, New York's most exciting hotel experience. I don't know what an exciting hotel experience is, but I'm slightly afraid.
That's Tim Curry, of course it's excellent.
This is true. I'd be very excited to see Tim Curry at reception. That's one of the 2 times we will see him in this game. Reservation for McAllister. And then Toy Shop.
Very excited.
And then we get to actually start the game. Yeah, this is nothing like the others, and I apologize if you hear keyboard noises. This is going to be a mild problem because the keyboard controls in this are terrible. So I'm going to start time now, and we're gonna go.
Oh no.
This is basically a side-scrolling auto-scroller, where we have to run away from Harry and Marv and use items to stop them. I would like to remind you that people paid money for this game.
This
Any flashing
at about 15 frames a second.
We've got bot dogs there. Does anyone want a bot dog?
Sounds a little mechanical there, Captain. I do not like my AI-generated hot dog.
So for the most part, we just need to reach the end of the stage before they catch us. They will try to stick around behind Kevin as close as possible. They will follow your path.
Why is Kevin drawn with so much more detail than Harry?
And there's our final Tim Curry appearance. Now we're in the hotel.
Is that supposed to be Marv?
Yeah.
Why?
I also don't know how broccoli or whatever it is going to cause them to trip up, but hey. So, an interesting thing about this game, jumping doesn't make you go faster, but it does seem to speed up the frame rate for reasons I've never managed to figure out. This level also introduces environmental hazards, by which I mean bits and pieces we can interact with, which will cause the wet bandits to fall over. Yeah. Which is good.
This art style disjoint is just sending me places, comparing just Kevin and Harry and the backgrounds. Like, this maid is different too. How many artists did this game have, and did they talk to each other?
I suspect 1, and I suspect this was made in coffee breaks over the course of about a week, for reasons that will become abundantly clear as we proceed. If anyone would like a soda pop to go with their bot dogs, now is the time. We get a nice still of Kevin there, and we're back on the streets. We've escaped the hotel. We want to throw items to stop them as little as possible, but it's fine because New York citizens will karate kick the wet bandits if they get close.
Of course. If you saw one of them coming at you, you would also keep them down.
What is this car?
We'll just run into traffic. It's fine, don't worry about it. Unironically, the street levels are probably... more bot dogs. The street levels are unironically the hardest in the game just because there are so many things that get in your way. And because you want to be jumping and you can't move up and down the planes while you're jumping, yeah.
A little theory I have about the fact that the spirit train goes faster when you jump. You don't have to animate every single frames of the sense when you're jumping. It suddenly makes it go faster.
Okay, we're at the toy store. This level is probably one of the easiest in the games. We don't really need to throw anything. There are enough environmental hazards here that we can just continue jumping and use environmental hazards to knock them over. like that, and then we'll spread out those toys and reach the end of the level.
Chat is pointing out that this game came out in the same year as Star Wars X-Wing.
Yeah, but this is a capstone game, so I firmly believe that this was probably done in coffee breaks over the course of about a week. I would like to remind you, people paid money for this game.
How much?
I don't know, I haven't been able to find out. And I'm kind of glad for this because I think it would make me sad. Don't worry, we'll get to Harry and Marv having superpowers very shortly, and Kevin as well, which leads to a very dark twist on the Home Alone mythology.
Oh yeah, first necromancy was dark enough.
Oh, wow. We're touching on similar themes in this game, believe me.
So we started with Kevin being able to like squeeze himself into pipes and go through sewers. Then we got Kevin as an immortal lich, and now we're gonna have something even worse.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. The Squirrels has definitely gone dark ways.
For what it's worth, I will just say that even casually, like the first time you pick this game up, you will probably have to experience the controls, which I'll explain in a moment. But then once you're used to those, you will probably beat this first try. The controls, incidentally, are... here we go. This is why I believe that everyone actually died in the first Home Alone game. Because, well, you'll see. I mean, the Wet Bandits just appeared through a blank wall. So clearly they are actually just ghosts chasing Kevin. But more so than that, Kevin also appears through blank walls. So Kevin is presumably also a ghost. So I don't know what happened.
Same thing.
I don't expect this to be the prequel to The Sixth Sense. Here we are.
The controls for this, as I was going to talk about those, I'm using 2, 4, 6, 8 on the numpads to move up, down, left, and right. 0 is jump. Space is interact with the environment, like pick things up, and enter, main keyboard, not numpad enter, is throw an item. Just arrange your fingers like that on your keyboard.
So you are a fan of up to jump, and this game went, oh ha, hold my beer and give me 0 to jump.
Okay, we'll just ignore those stairs and jump into a wall to make it to the next floor of what is presumably Uncle's house.
Yeah. This is probably the worst Uncle's house of the trilogy, but you know, fine.
I unironically think that this could have made a half-decent game with some work on it, because I like the idea of running away from the Wet Bandits and then slapstick comedy with constantly knocking them over and so on. This is the one point in the game, or one noticeable point in the game, where you desperately need an item. If you get to this stage and you've used up all of your items somehow, then you can't progress because they will catch you before you get there. Kevin climbs down a ladder. The Wet Bandits do not. If you look at the left side of the screen when we get down to street level, you will see that they are prone on the floor as soon as we start moving. There we go. They get up. So they presumably just jumped off the roof, but that's fine because they are ghosts and clearly dead. So jumping off a roof like that, no problem.
Nope.
We don't want to jump into the tree. That's bad. Fresh fruit, anybody? Final appearance of the karate-kicking it girl, I guess. Lady with a pram knocking them over for us as well. Everyone is on Kevin's side in this. I appreciate this.
That woman with the stroller just turned around and straight up mace Marv.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, New York in the 90s.
That was potentially bad. And that's the game.
Congratulations, you won. So this is it?
Yeah, okay, that's it.
You're a winner.
I would like to point out again, people paid money for this.
There's no pigeon lady. Like, what?
No.
There's no alternate take on the pigeon lady.
No, you don't even go through Central Park, ever. No. You just go to the streets and then kind of the toys, the hotel and the toy store and the streets and Uncle's house, and then you're done, pretty much. There is one little extra thing. Do I want to play again? No, I definitely do not. But when you do that, it comes up and delightfully says, "Way to go, Kevin," with 5 exclamation marks.
So typically when the DOS game does this, it's concealing a crash.
So
Perfect.
We need an answer to the question before we cut back. I need to know which game has the best renditions of Harry, Marv, and Kevin.
So I think Harry and Marv in the HUD of the Genesis version, looking like they're melting, and you have Edward Scissorhands, is the strongest.
Yep. I can give that one here.
You know what? I will agree with that. I'm good with this. But way to go, Kevin. Way to go, Palcom. Way to go, Tristan. This has been all 3 of the 5 Home Alone 2 games. As the Game Boy and NES versions are pretty much the same as the SNES one, from what I understand. So I hope people can vote on a poll in chat, but we can cut back to the host before that ends. Anything either of you two want to say?
Merry Christmas, everybody! Because of course it is Christmas. This is a present to us all.
That's perfect for me, Triz.
I think that's it for me. Thanks for watching this weird trilogy of